When we start with daily charges, I want to give a quick update. First of all, if I refer to my last analysis, since the price was exactly within here, I mentioned I'm looking for buy, but every time I mentioned that with the breakout of the desktop, we can expect to have a divergence as what we get. That's why I mentioned with the breakout of desktop, we can expect the next drop to be as sharp as what we have here. All right, this is what we get. And beside that, there was no update from here, and I mentioned since the price was within this correction, I mentioned with the breakout of this correction, with the breakout of the 42K, I'm looking for 48,600. As you can see, the price almost even the break the 48,600, but after that there was a drop, and this move was because of the news. And even we could see if we put this stop, we see there was a divergence. Okay, that's why every time I discuss about the divergence. Now we want to see what's the next and what we can look for. And anyway, we start with higher time frame. We start with monthly chart. And as we can see, we had this line since long time ago. And I mentioned with the breakout of the 42, I'm looking to see the breakout. We want to see whether the price can break the 48,600 or not. Okay. Anyway, since the price was within here, I mentioned I'm looking for buy and I put this target. Okay. And the tree of the target, the price tag, and now want to see what's the next. Because after the price broke this zone, I mentioned I'm looking for the correction at least similar to what we have here. Now the question is whether we are going to get the next correction similar to what we have here before we see the breakout of the 40x600, or even I mentioned, or we can put this one in relative to what we have here, the next deep correction before we see the breakout of the all-time high. Okay, we should be aware of this possibility. Mate, this is not only the correction before we see the reversal. That means we can expect this one turn to a deeper correction before we see this one. That's why if anyone wants to look for buy within this zone, they should be quite careful. Because if this is in relative to what we have here, then we can expect the price to be within this range for long term before we see the breakout of the 48,600 and the breakout of the all-time high. Okay, we should be aware of this possibility, but at this point I'm expecting to see the any correction similar to what we have here before we see the continuation. Now the question is whether this correction is before the price break 48,600 or after the breakout. Okay, anyway, at this point this is the options we need to be, bear in our mind if anyone wants to look for buy. And as I mentioned, for me still I'm looking for buy if I want to look for trade. And based on weekly chart, we have nothing else to discuss. That's why we move to lower time frame, we move to daily chart. Now the question is, okay, if we put based on daily chart, if I put that this one as the first move, then the correction third. No, the question is whether this is only the correction and this is the last five following by divergence. In that case, the next correction we can expect the price to break the 42K, or we can consider this one as a correction 1, 2, 3, 4. That means still we're looking for buy. Okay, that's mean that's why if anyone wants to look for buy from here, they need to be quite careful. They should be aware of the different possibility and different option. But for me at this point, I'm looking at this one as a correction. That means it's still we are within this correction as a bigger frame, in the bigger frame. And as we can see, for me, I'm looking as a 42 as a support. All right, because if the price could break the 42, then we can expect to see the breakout of this one. Then this one can tend to expanding flat. Every time we discuss about the expanding flat. Okay, now how to look for trade based on daily chart? I don't see any trade setup, but based on lower time frame, if I get any opportunity for buy, I will take it, and I'm considering I'm trading within this correction. Okay, and if I move to lower time frame, if I move to forward chart, all right, based on forward chart, we had this drop. All right, now how about if this one turned to a correction for the next before we see the reversal? The reason I'm discussing about this one, we move to lower time frame. Okay, because based on 1 hour chart, the price, we have this shadow. No, the question is whether we consider this one as a divergence or not. This is the question. As we can see, the price couldn't break or tag the previous low. That's why still we can expect this one turn to deeper correction following by next drop before we see the reversal. This is the best. Okay, but at this point, for me, I'm looking at this one. Any opportunity for buy from here with the stop loss below this one, I will take it. Okay, it depends on the traders and it depends on the strategy they use, but for me, I'm looking at this one. Any opportunity for buy from here, I will take it. Simply, we cannot take the trade. We have to look for the trade setup. For example, if anyone wants to look for buy, they can put the in trade. For example, if I want to look for buy, I just consider if I want to look for buy at this point, I put my entry above here. And what I want price sharply tag, break, and continue. If the price tag I see is not moving within the first or second hours as a sharp move, I will take with a trade. But if I see there is a continuation as a sharp move, as long as the price tag this top, this means somewhere around 43 or 43100, then I will move more of my stop loss in the break even. Okay, this is how I will look for trade from here. That's why simply I will not take the trade, because how about if this one continue and drop, see the breakout of the previous low following by divergence before we see the reversal. That's why the best option is if the price this happen, if the price break the previous low. But at this point, any opportunity for buy from here, I will take it. Then I will then I will see whether the price can break this top or not. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.